Behind me is a River Crouch. Before the wars, this was an insignificant place. Burnham on Crouch, which is a few miles down here, was a sleepy village, yachting village, and it had no significance. First World War, they put a bit of a minefield behind me, just in case the Germans decide to creep up and have a look what's going on. But at the Second World War, the beginning of the Second World War, when the Germans overran Europe by June of 1940, this stretch of water became significantly important to the Navy. By June of 1940, we'd brought our troops back from Dunkirk, 338,000, and a further 191,000 across the coastline of Europe. Unfortunately, we left a lot of our heavy equipment, tanks, jeeps, guns, over in Europe. So we had very little to defend ourselves at that time. So what the British did was they set up a series of coastal defences called the Coastal Crust. A series of pillboxes, a series of anti-tank ditches, barbed wire, mines, decoy field areas, so if the Germans came across and bombed it, hopefully at night especially, they would bomb the wrong area and not bomb civilised areas, or maybe London and wherever it is around this area. The River Medway and the River Thames were heavily defended, but River Crouch here was maybe could have been overlooked. Now, if the Germans were going to invade us on Operation Seelow, which is Hitler Directive 16, on the 16th of July, I think it is, he gave the orders to prepare for invading of the UK. The River Crouch could have possibly been a direct access. They could bypass the Thames and the Medway, and they could bypass that and come down here, down the Crouch, and possibly get direct access into London. So the Royal Navy needed to defend this area, just in case of possible Nazi invasion. And what they did was, across this stretch here, this narrow stretch here, they set a series of warheads on electrical equipment, and the detonators were actually where we're sat here in this bunker, and we'll take a look in a minute. Now, this bunker is a little bit unusual. It's actually stretching through this this defensive seawall, and it actually defends, or it overlooks the River Crouch, and also overlooks the inland area of this area. It has 5 loopholes, as you can see there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the front, and I think there's about 3 on the back. It's 15 metres long and it's 5 metres wide, which is 50 foot by 17 foot. Now, the detonators would have been inside this building because, swing you around, as you can see, we're overlooking the inlet from the River Crouch to the sea. So across them 2 points there, on the left and on the right there was more than likely a line of warheads, and with detonators inside this control box, actually inside this pillbox, just in case the Germans either tried to get in with the submarine or definitely with ships. So that wall there is a dividing wall. It's called the ricochet wall, and that wall there is to protect the soldiers in here. So if they get attacked from either side, hopefully it doesn't ricochet, the bullets don't ricochet, and they don't bounce off and kill the other soldiers inside here. So that there is trying to protect the soldiers. That metal plate there would have been, if they were under a severe attack, then they could hopefully shut the metal plate and protect themselves a bit more. Okay, I'm on this side of the bunker that stretches through the seawall. Now, you've had a look inside there. Let's have a look at what's inside that part, where I'm going to go now. Here's a pillbox that's been actually incorporated into this wall. The seawall was built here before that, and they've incorporated these bunkers into this wall. Now, this bunker's actually facing inland, so if the Germans, say for instance, parachuted here around this area, then at least it could defend itself from possible attack. I mean, you can see the stream there, the river there. That's a good obstacle. So the Germans would have to land on this side. So if they landed on this side, then it's more than likely they're going to be picked up by this bunker. This is called a mine control tower. This basically controls the mines that are set across the estuary at the River Crouch. Finished in June 1941. It's roughly 40 metres in height, which is about 45 foot, and about 10 foot wide. 10 metres wide, which is 33 foot. On the top's a cupola, concrete cupola. On the lower, it has a single entrance, which leads to 2 levels. It also has a steel door in case of attack. It has 17 machine gun loopholes, either Lewis or Bren gun, I'm assuming. And it has a 360-degree defence. All the loopholes had steel shutters on them. Unfortunately, they've all gone. Now, the top cupola have some steel shutters exactly the same as the ones that were below, but there's at least one. If you look at the left-hand side, the upper left-hand side, it's still there. You can still see it. The upper floor can be reached by a hatchway from the ground floor, and access to the cupola is again from the upper floor. The crew in here were 3 naval volunteer officers, 6 wiremen to control the mines, I'm assuming, and 60 Royal Navy Marines as guards. 15th of November 1941, the Luftwaffe attacked this building and around here. They dropped 4 parachute mines, and it damaged the accommodation section inside there. Well, let's have a closer look at this building. There's the original mine control bunker, but I think it was inadequate when they started to upgrade the mines in this estuary. The upper cupola there is a metal shutter, just in case they were under heavy fire or they were being bombed. They could close that and be protected. It's a step loophole here and there. That's just in case there's any bullets that happen to hit that area. Hopefully don't go inside and ricochet about. And there's a loophole, there's the entrance. As you come round, there's a loophole straight away. So that's guarding the door just in case the enemy tried to get round the back and get in through this door. I've just walked around the bottom of this huge pillbox, so you can see the defensive holes here. They're only small enough for light machine guns or rifles, not much. So they couldn't really defend themselves if there's any tanks that actually landed here, but they could defend themselves against, or up to a point anyway, against an infantry. I'd only assume that's where the metal plate might have been. They could just fold it up here and lock it into place, possibly. Looking at it. This could have been ammo store, to be honest with you. Looking at it. That's all it can be, really. There's 2 of them. What I've not noticed in here, which is very, very popular over in the German stuff I've looked at, is they have no sort of gas chamber. In other words, anti-gas chamber, anti-pressure system. So if they ever decide to use gas, then more than likely, especially through these loopholes, if they didn't put the hatch up in time, they could possibly be gassed. It was never used in the Second World War, but at the time they didn't really know. This is second floor. To be honest with you, I can't see what damage there was. Then again, it was in 1941, so no doubt they'd have fixed it anyway. If you look this way, that's a tower. I'm assuming it's the original tower to get to the cupola for observation, and there's observation there as well. This is the view just below the cupola. This is what you would have seen in 1940. So, because the seawall's there, this mine control tower is quite low. So there's less chance of it being visible. You see a ship there. Even though it's only a sailing ship, another couple of sailing ships there. So you've got good views. And that's the view from the cupola to River Crouch. And what you can see there. Well, I hope you find that of some interest. This mine control tower, there's only 2 left in this country, in the United Kingdom. One's here on the River Crouch, and the other one's in Scotland. Hope you found it interesting, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video.